Welcome everybody. I know it's jarring. No jibber jabber and cold open for this one because we are going to get right into the heart of this episode. We're trying our hand at being some commentators today. Play-by-play, color commentary, on TV, screen research. We're going to do it all. We are calling the Texas Rangers and St. Louis Cardinals rubber match. The date, June 1st. Our first game in June, the 60th game of the year, as Christopher told us before we got going. So we're gonna get it going now.
Hello again, everybody. This is Eric Nadel.
But before we do that, welcome to the Ranger Zone. We are three obscurely obsessed Texas Rangers fans, semi-qualified to dish out our takes like hotcakes. From the fans to the front office, I am Robbie Belusic.
I am Chris Green.
I am Tony Cook.
All right, so your Texas Rangers are taking on the St. Louis Cardinals today, the rubber match of a 3-game series. Texas currently sits 28-31.
Ugh.
St. Louis in second place in their division, just behind the Cubs, but at a fantastic win-loss rate, 32-25 for the Redbirds.
They are flirting with buying here at the deadline. It's John Mozeliak's last season as the general manager before he hands the reins off to Chaim Bloom, and they could be looking to potentially be buyers here at the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised at all if they are.
Nolan Arenado, you may be staying put, sir.
Mm-hmm. They definitely have a bit of a mountain to climb with how good the Cubs are doing just above them.
Oh, they're just cheat coding baseball.
No, that's not fair at all.
A wild card spot it is.
Can we be in any other division?
Yeah. And then meanwhile, the Texas Rangers...
you could be in the NL West.
Yep. Yeah. Meanwhile, our Texas Rangers over here in the AOS, staunchly in third place behind the Astros and then the M's of Seattle.
Come on, Mariners, man. If it can't be us, at least be y'all.
Right? Yeah, I'd be totally fine with that. Well, this one is set to kick off here at 12:05. We are just about 5 minutes from first pitch, so we will preview those first pitchers for you. Tony, who do we have on the bump today for our Texas Rangers?
On the mound today, we got our boy Jacob DeGrom, the GOAT.
DeGrom Day.
Looking at DeGrom's last outing versus Toronto, we had 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and surprisingly, no Ks.
Insane. For the first time in his career, never got a strikeout in that game. So wild.
I'll take the no strikeouts as long as we're getting a dub.
Absolutely, and he did. He did get that dub.
On the year for DeGrom, 63 1/3 innings pitched, 2.42 ERA, 96 WHIP, 63 Ks, 9 home runs in 11 starts.
Letting the long ball get to him a little bit this season, I think.
I feel like that's always kind of been the case with, not necessarily him, but just the archetype that he possesses. When a dominant strikeout guys, a couple of them are going to get loose and get over the fence for you.
Yeah, and it has been just kind of here and there. He's not like getting shellacked.
DeGrom's repertoire that he's working with is a 4-seam at 97, slider at 90, changeup also at 90, curve 80 miles an hour.
Got two very different pitchers on these teams today. Christopher, who do we have on the bump for the Redbirds?
All right. On the bump for the Redbirds, indeed, is Eric Fetty. He is going to be a right-handed pitcher. He has been acquired last season in the middle of the season at the trade deadline from the Chicago White Sox. He's currently got an ERA of 3.90 on the season. His win-loss percentage, or he's 3-4 at least on the year. He's started 11 games. He's pitched 62 1/3 innings. In those 62 1/3, he has given up 55 hits. He has a opposing batting average of .239, a whip of 1.30, and a ground ball to flyout ratio of .89. So he's having himself a solid season. which is interesting because when you look at his parallels, he's in the lower percentages for most things on the board.
Yeah, yes, he is. Having a little trouble with walks this year. Walking probably a little bit too many guys than he wants. He's got 26 walks on the year, so that's about one every third inning, which is, if you're out there for 6, you're walking at least 2 guys, 3 guys.
And this is a good candidate for, taking him to the woodshed because his expected ERA on the season, according to Baseball Savant, has him at a 5.22. So he's definitely been getting a little lucky here.
Yeah, maybe we can collect a little bit of that offense that we had in the first game of this series and try to ride it into this third game would be nice.
Love your optimism, boys. You guys are just the rose-colored glasses you guys are seeing this series through right now. I love it.
If you had not...
Hey, we're averaging like 5.5 runs a game this series.
If you had not tuned into the previous games this series, we did put a hurtin' on the Cardinals on Friday night. It was an 11-1 victory where just about everybody was seeing and smashing the ball. And then followed that up with a Saturday matinee day game, 3 o'clock game, where we put up a goose egg, 2-0. So now we are looking for our first series win in a little while.
Was yesterday the game where Josh Smith led off with a single and we didn't get a hit the rest of the game?
I believe so.
Oof. Hey, Sonny Gray, tip the cap.
Yes.
You really beat up on the worst offense in baseball. Good job.
I really feel like he would have done that against just about anybody yesterday. He was really dialed in.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm being a little optimistic.
We are getting ever closer to first pitch. We are seconds away here, according to my clock, but it does appear that Laura Stickles is down on the field doing an interview in front of the dugout.
Is that a Jason Worth lookalike?
I'm not sure who that person was.
I don't think it was Fetty.
The umpires are walking.
Cosplaying Sam Winchester.
Umpires are walking out. I guess we can let you know who these guys are, who will be calling all of the outs and safes and balls and fouls. As Quinn Walcott is your home plate umpire. He'll be calling the balls and strikes today. Over at first base, Ramon DeJesus, second base umpire Paul Clemens, and third base umpire Adrian Johnson, who is also your crew chief for the afternoon.
Ollie Marmol, definitely a company man in St. Louis. Not necessarily known for defending his players in the media.
Wonder how he would handle the Devers situation.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and you see how Alex Cora reacts to that, and Alex Cora is known as a player's manager, so you get a guy that's a company man in there.
And he gave a very company man answer to all of that.
Yes.
Is Jason Varitek involved in the Sox organization at all?
That's a good question.
In my home run group that is filled with what feels like at times 50 Bostonians, even though it's only like 10, they are clamoring for hashtag tech time. They are wanting Jason Varitek to be the manager over Cora.
Which is kind of blowing my mind that they're sick of Cora over there, because I kind of think he's a pretty darn good manager, I would think. I mean, they're struggling this year, but...
Yeah. I don't pay attention enough to Boston Red Sox baseball to
they're a bunch of
give you heads or
bums.
tails.
It may be a little bit like our situation where the manager could not be, the worst manager in baseball. We're just salivating at the idea of getting Michael Young in here in some way. Maybe they are kind of like that with Varitek a little bit,
Jason Varitek is the game planning coordinator on the coaching staff for Alex Cora since the 2021 season, and on November 2nd, 2022, he signed a 3-year extension to remain a member of the Boston coaching staff.
That might be the most emeritus title I've ever heard, just to have the guy inside the building.
Yeah. It's almost as silly as saying you have an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But then again, you fire that guy, so...
Baseball time, 6-6.
We are set to get set and ready and go here as left fielder Lars Nootbaar steps into the box for the first at-bat of this game. And the pitch from DeGrom. Swung on and fouled away third base side. Does find the net. Lars Nootbaar, a left fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals, has been around in the organization for a few years. Also the greatest candidate for a Star Wars character name. As DeGrom misses that one low. Count 1-1.
Love that both of these clubs are getting those powder blues in this series.
Yes, yeah. The Cardinals wore theirs last night, or yesterday afternoon, and of course we are in ours today. The pitch to Lars, just on the bottom corner for a ball.
That's the spot that we were working all day yesterday, and it looks like we're going to continue that today.
That's a spot that DeGrom needs for his pitches. That is one that he likes to go to a lot, as this one does not fool Lars Nootbaar and ends up in the dirt. 3-1 count. DeGrom threatening a walk here at the first batter. Nootbaar actually leads the MLB in leadoff walks with 12, and he's got another one with 13. That is a free base that you don't see too terribly often from Mr. DeGrom.
Update the StatCast, folks.
And that'll bring up shortstop Mason Wynn to the plate.
See DeGrom clamp down here. Real quick, double play right now. Ah.
Yep, that one misses outside. 97 on the gun. Wynn having a decent year. Batting .267, has an OPS of 788. 20 RBIs on the season as well. And the pitch, it was low for another ball. Heim does try to get Lars over at first, sleeping a little bit, but he gets back in time. And DeGrom steps off the mound as...
Uh-oh.
Yep. Our pitching coach and trainer are coming out to check on Jacob DeGrom. This does not look good. Fellas, Mike Maddox is out there. Bochy's out there now. Heim is also on the mound, giving a little chat.
We've thrown 6 balls, no strikes. Has anybody seen the velocity?
That last one was 97.
Okay. Trying to read.
I don't see any specific...
He
Not a
doesn't
very
look-
quick
okay.
meeting.
Everybody's off the mound. He doesn't look particularly distressed. If anything, he looked annoyed that they came out
Right.
and talked
Yeah.
to him.
It sounds like he get the hell away from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I wonder if it was just the you threw 6 balls. Are you all right, dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
Okay.
strange here.
Watch him groove one right down the middle. And
Yeah.
Just be like,
You're the boss.
leave me alone.
You're the boss.
DeGrom comes set here, the 2-0. Swung
There
on
it
and
is.
missed.
that was a
That's what
strike
you want.
regardless as well.
There it is.
96
Yes,
down the pipe.
He's all right, folks.
sir. Yeah, Mason Wynn with a healthy cut there on that 2-0. That does make it 2-1 Mason Wynn. Nootbaar still camping over at first base.
And my stomach is working its way back up.
Right?
And the pitch to Wynn. Swung on and fouled back. Jonah looking for it. Not going to come back down into play, though. Count even to Mason Wynn.
That's where we want to work. Win is on that inside corner there. Just have him roll one over here.
That is a solid strategy. Nootbaar might be on the move here. Nope. Just outside from DeGrom. The count goes full.
It's a very patient at bat from Mason Wynn. 3rd-year ball player. Increasing his stats each year. He's got an OPS on the season of 787.
The full count pitch from DeGrom. Nootbaar is off. This is grounded to Young. Can't do the double play, but he does get Wynn at first. And that is 1 out for your Texas Rangers.
Let's return to normal here. Okay.
Fielder's choice.
It was a weird start. Let's get back to normal here.
Yeah, just a little squibbler. Josh, I guess, with Nootbaar going on the pitch, I don't think Josh would have had the opportunity to turn 2. So good on him for just getting the 1 out at first.
Would that count as a fielder's choice still?
I believe so, yeah. Brendan Donovan steps in, and DeGrom gets 1 pitch in, and Donovan fouls it up into the third base foul zone, and Josh Young comes down with it for out number 2. A nice, needed, quick out from Jacob deGrom here at 12 pitches so far in this first inning. Lars Nootbaar still camping out at second base.
Donovan was the mystery man from the interview before the game.
Ah, that's who it was.
This is a guy to look out for. Saw the ball really well, made really good contact yesterday.
Oh, that is going to be a base hit from Wilson Contreras.
Yikes.
Nootbaar is motoring around. I think he's going to get there. He does, as Wilson Contreras gets into second base. St. Louis Cardinals strike first here, ladies and gentlemen, 1-0.
Yeah. Contreras seeing the ball really well this series. He's the guy that chased Corbin from the game yesterday and is getting after DeGrom early today.
The leadoff walk comes back to bite DeGrom.
Not a bad pitch from him either. Trails outside, doesn't really hang. Contreras just gets it right off the end of the bat, and that's kind of why it squibs just over the infield.
He's doing his best impression of Rafael Devers back from that opening day series.
Yes.
As long as he doesn't do his best impression of Rafael Furcal.
I'm sorry, not Rafael Devers. What was his name? Abreu. William Abreu.
Yes, William Abreu.
My goodness, Abreu. Babe Ruth Abreu.
DeGrom not happy about that one. Knows that he kind of, even though the pitch was good, Wilson Contreras got the better.
And this is where he strikes out 10 from this point.
Yeah.
Love those triple stripe socks. It's a good look.
Well, DeGrom comes set here as Ivan Herrera steps in, the DH, batting .333 on the year. The pitch to him inside the zone for strike one.
It's a way to paint the corner there to start us out here.
Yes, absolutely. I think the first batter started here with a first pitch strike. Still 2 outs. Contreras did not make it to second. He's over at first base as Herrera offers at another one low for strike 2. Only played 26 games so far, Herrera, batting .333, 5 homers in those 26 games. And he cues one up the middle. That gets through. Langford fields it in center field, gets it in. Runners will stay at the corners, though.
Contreras not known. Oh, it was Herrera. Herrera as well, not known for his speed.
Yeah. Herrera does stay over at first. Herrera is catching for these guys today? No, he's DHing. That's, yes.
You know, you got to believe a guy like DeGrom when he tells you he's okay, but he doesn't look like himself right now. Let's hope we can get out of this inning and reset here.
Veteran Arenado up to bat.
Yep. The sixth batter comes to the plate in Mr. Nolan Arenado. And that one is shot up the middle. It is fielded cleanly over to first base, and that will do it.
Good job, boys.
For the top of the first here.
Stops the bleeding.
St. Louis 1, the Rangers 0, and we will be back shortly with Mr. Joshua Pookie Smith leading it off for your Texas Rangers.
Petty with strike one right down the middle.
Yep. Pookie gets a hold of that one down into the wall in right field, and he's going to get around into second base.
Much needed.
Yes, a leadoff double. Thank you, Tony, for helping me out here as I was fumbling through my notes in the beginning. But yes, Pookie leads off this one for the Rangers, and it is a double right up in the middle of the zone. Pookie turned on it. He's batting .259 on the year. 0 for 4 in this series so far. Did not play in yesterday's game. And that brings Wyatt Langford to the plate, who takes ball one high. That one in the zone here, 93 miles an hour fastball, I'm imagining. Or sinker, rather. That is what Fetty throws, is his predominant pitch, is that sinker. Count 1-1 to Langford. And the pitch. Does not offer at that one, but it does find its way inside the zone for 1-2. Langford leads this team with home runs at 10. And that one well outside. Langford does not offer. 2-2 to the 2-year Ranger, Mr. Langford.
Having a very solid sophomore season.
Fetty's pitch just misses the strike zone somehow. Could have been a strike just down on the bottom outside corner for Langford. Gets an extra life here. The count is 3-2.
Langford with a lot of speed. I really like him best in this 2-hole. I think that's the best spot for him long term.
I enjoy him as well in the 2-hole. Wasn't a fan of him leading off. I'm not sure the umpire was warning dugouts or something maybe here.
Getting some chirping early.
Yeah, but Fetty comes set here and delivers the full count pitch.
Big pitch here.
Not offered for, and he will walk. We got runners at first and second to start this one off. Don't look now, boys, but the Rangers are threatening a little bit of offense.
And who's coming to plate?
Who is coming to the plate?
None other but number 5, the shortstop.
It's always Seager.
It's always Seager. He could take a 3-run lead with one swing.
Sure can.
Or 2-run lead, at least. I forgot they got a run.
Does offer at that first pitch, but fouls it back. 0-1 on Mr. Corey Seager. Seager just back with the club for the last 4 games, coming off his second IL stint on that hamstring. Does get the call on the corner, Eric Fetty. 0-2 down.
Obviously, going to be a passive approach here moving forward, but with no outs and couple of runners on, you're really just looking to make solid contact, move a runner over.
This pitch way inside,
that's
and
not gonna
Corey
do it.
swings entirely too late.
My goodness, Corey.
That is strikeout number 1 for Eric Fetty.
Yeah, the red-hot Josh Young.
The second pitch that he got that call on was identical to the one that was not called on Langford, just on the opposite side of the batter's box. Well, that means Josh Young is coming to the plate, batting .277. See if we can get a couple of runners on as Fetty bluffs a throw to second base.
Do those bluffs count as attempts?
They do.
Okay.
Yes, they do. Any type of disengagement. So he has 2 left, and if on the third one he decides to take it, he has to get the batter out, or the runner out.
And if not, he gets
Runners
to take
going
second.
in the first pitch. They are both safe on the
not
double
even close.
steal. So now we've got Josh Smith over at third, and we've got Wyatt Langford at second base. Runners in scoring position with just 1 out here.
Great jump from both guys. Really not a play at either base.
And the ball was a high ball
A smiling Bruce Bochy in the dugout.
from Eric Fetty. The count 1-0 to Josh Young.
Gotta wonder if the Rangers are seeing something from him early.
Doesn't offer it, that one outside for ball 2. Going to see a healthy cut from our hot Josh Jungle Cat Young right now, as this is a known hitter's count. And the pitch, he leaves that one low, but it does find the zone.
That was probably your pitch there, Josh.
Got a couple to play with here. Still at 2-1. Only 1 out. As Fetty delivers his 15th pitch of the inning. Very low. Josh lays off. Count 3-1 now.
Excellent take, sir.
I don't believe you're going to see a green light here, fellas, at 3-1. Well, Fetty is kind of digging his own hole right now. So let's see if he gives anything for Young to swing at. And he does.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a ball.
And he just barely gets the call from home plate umpire Quinn Walcott. That will run the count full.
We are more upset than Josh there.
Did look like he turned around and asked Mr. Walcott if, do you have that low?
Same pitch that they got Corey Seager on earlier, that bottom of the zone in the corner. The full count to Young. He swings on it, fouls it backward. Just a little protection pitch there.
Stays alive.
You've seen just about everything he's thrown now. Settle in, find something you like.
Josh is batting .378 with runners in scoring position and has a couple of knocks. Not asking for much here. A ball in the outfield would be superb. As that one, he is rung up on ball on what looked to be a ball for strike 3.
Some questionable calls on that at bat for sure. Behind the plate. Bochy has stood up in the dugout. That doesn't happen often.
Nope.
Looking at the strike tracker online, it's going to have this pitch
Yep, here it is.
entirely outside of the strike zone.
Completely out of the zone. This is where DeGrom lives in the strike zone, so hopefully he is going to get those same calls when he comes back onto the mound. As our little rookie, Mr. Excitement, comes up to the plate, Alejandro Osuna takes the first pitch high for a ball.
Already looking wise beyond his years.
A lot of scrappy at-bats.
He fouls the second one off into the stands, third base side. Where's number 19? Same as Rangers great Juan Gonzalez.
Igor himself.
Got a lot of confidence here. Let's get a base hit and drive to him.
Count 1-1 to Osuna. Looking for a base hit. Way inside. 2-1. Nearly gets him. Doesn't have to jump out of the way too much. Josh Smith still over at third. Wyatt Langford at second. As Osuna plunks one into left field, it is not going to fall. And a very awkward catch from Lars Nootbaar for the third out. That will do it for the first inning. Your Rangers 0, St. Louis Cardinals still 1 here on the Rangers Radio Network. Well, we welcome you back, everybody, and I'm going to turn this second inning over to Tony Cook.
We got Burleson up at the plate. That first one is yanked down the first base line. And is that Pookie? That is Pookie there.
That was on a line.
Stabs it.
Wow, that was quick. All right, now we're going up to Pajes. The catcher today for the Cardinals steps into the box. DeGrom, hopefully he can settle in here. First pitch on the way. That is a strike on the outside corner, a little high, 96 on the gun there.
It was an absolute beauty.
Pajes not related to Andy Pajes.
Similar location there, similar speed. Gets a foul off. 0-2 now. 4 home runs on the year from Pajes.
Pedro from Venezuela and Andy from Cuba.
This Pajes is everywhere. And looks like we are working that same location there, that outside corner. This one is going to get flared off again. Still 0-2. DeGrom headed to the plate. And we get the strike out there. We were setting him up for the slider there. 89 on the gun. Had no chance there.
First strikeout of the day for Mr. DeGrom.
Good to see him
Correct.
get one of those. Oh, that knee touch. That's what you want to see. That knee touches. You know how far out in front you are. As DeGrom moves on here. Is this Scott up to the plate now?
Pops up.
Pop up. All right. Let's get a good quick inning here. Semien hauls it in. And we're going to end this one quick as the Rangers in the top of the second inning. 1-2-3. 1-0 Cardinals. And we're back. Berger takes that for a ball in the outside corner. Low and outside.
It's a tempting pitch he may have swung at earlier in the season. That one he did take right down the middle, though.
What do we call that? A sinker from?
That was a cutter.
That was a cutter? Okay. Next pitch coming to Berger.
Ooh.
Similar location there. 91 on the gun.
Yep.
Berger, it's got to take the bat off the shoulder.
He took both of those in the same spot.
We are at a 1-2 count here.
Fetty's got 2 fastballs, 1 breaking ball, and 1 off-speed pitch.
Not to be confused with Fetty Wap. This guy has 2 eyes.
That was a sweeper well off the plate.
The Ghost Runner is now on second.
Yes. 2-2. Berger steps back in.
Oh, what a terrible shot. What a terrible shot of our ugly World Series banner they've got.
Hazy. They had to zoom in way in because it was so small.
Fetty to the plate. Berger lines one down the first base line. It's going to be a foul ball, though.
We're about 10 feet into foul territory there off the first base line.
It looked a little closer to the line than I thought on initial contact.
Did look like it had a chance off the bat.
Sounded like they were talking about Adolis there. Oh, we get the strikeout.
Oof.
Come on now, Burger.
My goodness.
That was a good one. And Fetty Wap says, I want you to be mine again with a strikeout.
That was a sinker that was in the same location as the two cutters earlier in the plate. He took 3 pitches in the same spot in the same at-bat.
All very well within the zone and extremely hittable pitches.
None of them
he's
look
not
good.
seeing it.
And one of them should have. First to the plate here for Fetty to Jonah Heim. He's going to take ball 1.
My wife's paramour,
That,
Jonah Heim.
Jonah Heim.
that ball about split the line at the top of the strike zone. Could have gone either way.
Jonah sits back, and he's not quite going to hang back long enough to keep that one fair down the first base line again.
That one even closer to being fair than the previous one.
We are out in front of Fetty here. We need to sit back a little bit.
We're learning here from Mike Bassick on the broadcast that it sounds like Nathan Valli is going to make a small IL stint as Kumar Rocker comes back ready to join the rotation.
Fetty to the plate, 1-1. We have a low pitch. Going to check with our third base umpire here on an appeal. No swing. 2-1 to Jonah.
When you say those words, Chris, I don't like them. So don't say things like that.
Jonah squares this one up, lines it out to right field. Hauled in there. Marcus Semien into the box. First pitch is low. 1-0.
Marcus a couple of days removed from a 4-for-4 performance, including a home run.
Really good to see that from him. Fetty to the plate, stays outside. 2-0 to Semien.
If you're tuning into the broadcast, you'll notice that all of the players have a circular number 4 patch on their jerseys.
Semien with a screamer out to left field. That's going to be a base hit.
I believe that now makes a 3-game hitting streak for Marcus.
And
Turning it around.
And that patch is for ALS Awareness Day, boys. It's
Lou Gehrig.
Yep, celebrating the life of Lou Gehrig and getting awareness of ALS.
Was that the ice bucket challenge? Is that the ALS challenge? There?
Yes. Did a few of those.
Fetty to the plate to Haggerty here. 94 on the gun. Haggerty swing and miss. Strike 1.
That last single by Semien is going to make him 7 for 15 on the homestand.
My goodness.
That's a much needed there. Semien steals second. Great jump there. Again, not much of a chance there behind the plate.
5th steal of the season for Marcus.
Runner now in scoring position with 2 outs.
Rangers looking for a little bit of that 2-out magic here early in the game.
Haggerty takes low. 2-1. Fetty up to 38 pitches now.
Be interesting to see if he's aggressive here with a hitter's count.
Ball 3 to Haggerty. This one high. Maybe outside as well. Haggerty laboring just a little bit here early. 3-1 coming. Haggerty takes a walk there. That was close. I was a little worried we were going to get a late call there, but
Good
looks
take
like
by
ball
the
4.
good take by the rookie.
That position 2 was one that I was mentioning to both of you guys before this game started. To the outside right-handed batters, the outside of the box, which would be inside to left-handed hitters, has been just a very inconsistent call for many home plate umpires this season.
And it seems like one both pitching staffs are well inclined to take advantage of one way or the other. Josh Smith steps into the box. Had a double his first time to the plate as well as a stolen base. 1-0 coming. Takes strike 2 on the outside corner. Pardon me, strike 1 on the outside corner. Josh Smith lines it out to left field. That's going to be at least a run here. A double probably for Smith.
Haggerty rounds third.
And Texas retakes the lead here, 2-1.
Another double for Pookie. 2 doubles on the day.
Double.
He said, I will single-handedly end ALS. Oh, what a beauty. Right down the line. Rolls up the wall.
Josh has doubles down both lines today.
He sure does.
Pookie says, this one's for you, Lou. Langford swings at his first pitch in this second at-bat. Fouls it off.
Langford walked in his first at-bat and stole second on the double steal.
They've obviously seen something from Fetty here because they are just running wild around these bases right now as soon as they get on. Langford staying aggressive here. Fouls another one off. It's going to be 0-2.
It was an 82-mile-an-hour sweeper.
Fetty looking to bear down here and get out of this inning. A little bit of a waste pitch there. Not looking to get a swing from Langford. That's going to be taken for a ball.
That's going to be well off the plate. That was another 82-mile-an-hour sweeper. That one not tempting in the slightest, however.
Langford. Strike 3 there. Fetty gets out of the inning. But a little damage done there as Texas takes the lead 2-1. A big double there. A second double of the day from Josh Smith. Texas leads 2-1 as we head into the third. We are back here in Texas. It was a great second inning here. I'm going to pass it off to my buddy Chris Green here.
All right, Jacob deGrom coming in here at the top of the third. We're 24 pitches in here. Come set. First pitch is going to be well outside the plate. Take it for ball one. Lars Nootbaar.
Home plate umpire Quinn Walcott reacted very quickly to that ball. I thought he might pull the trigger on a strike.
Second pitch is going to be up and outside for ball two. Nootbaar not looking the slightest bit interested in swinging at either of those pitches.
These are not the pitches you're looking for. That one finds the zone.
He walked in his first at-bat.
DeGrom working really quick here,
Yes.
I feel like.
Coming set for pitch number 4. That one's going to be fouled back. So count now 2-2. Got a hitter's friendly count. DeGrom coming set for pitch number 5. Here we got a single into right field that finds the gap between first and second. Lars on with a single.
That's 2 on bases for both times.
2 plate
Nootbaar has
appearances.
come up. Yeah, he's been on base both times today.
Next comes the third-year big leaguer Mason Wynn, shortstop.
Love it when you have a guy with a goofy name that actually does good in the sport so you can have him around. Nootbaar takes off.
Jonah throws down to second base. Oh, he's got him!
That is what I thought as well.
Out at second base is Lars Nootbaar. We'll see how the Cardinals feel about this. Nootbaar is staying put at second.
And I think they're definitely going to...
They're going to call him back to the dugout, it looks like.
He did tag him higher up on the body. Oh,
We're seeing a replay now, and he looks like he's dead to rights.
Yeah, he was. Nootbaar trying to make...
And that is a bullet from Jonah Heim straight into the glove of Marcus Semien to get Lars Nootbaar on the attempted steal. Base is now empty for Mason Wynn. 0-1 the count. It couldn't have come sooner. It looks like Mason Wynn sends the ball through the same gap as Lars Nootbaar. Mason Wynn on with a single.
Brandon Donovan coming to the plate. Just a couple of quick stats here. He's in at least the 95th percentile in extra base hits, chase percentage, whiff percentage, and K percentage so far this season.
Sam Haggerty's been pretty busy in right field, fielding a lot of base hits over there.
DeGrom comes set to Donovan. The pitch. He's going to take up and in for a strike.
Donovan with a monster average. 327, I think they just flashed on the screen.
Donovan hits that ball straight to Marcus Semien, who tosses over to Seager for 1. On to Smith at first for 2. It's a double play. DeGrom gets out of a small jam here. The Rangers leading 2-1. All right, welcome back to Sunday Morning Baseball here. All right, Fetty's first pitch is way high to Corey Seager here, leading off in the bottom of the third.
Bends backward like he was about to do the limbo.
Early 1-0 count for Corey Seager.
I tell you.
Corey Seager swings at a pitch that was just above the strike zone there. His count is now 1-1.
As we're now kind of rounding off our rotation of this broadcast call podcast episode, I gotta say I love the color spot. Fun just to be goofy comedic relief. I can tell why Bassick loves it.
Fetty's pitch to Seager is lined out to first baseman, and he's off to pitcher Eric Fetty for the out. Seager returns to the dugout. That is going to bring up Alejandro Osuna, the rookie.
Got a bit of trivia here for you guys. If you want, you can just think about it over the next
Oh my God,
innings.
that's bringing
so.
up Josh Young. I'm sorry.
Oh well, still, I'll still bring it up because Osuna is going to get a bat in this half inning.
First pitch to Young is line to third baseman Nolan Arenado, who off puts it to first baseman Wilson Contreras, and that is going to be the second out of the inning. First pitch swinging for Josh Young. It's 2 out. Eric Fetty working quickly here, making do work of the Rangers here in the bottom of the third. That brings up the rookie Alejandro Osuna. You were saying, Robbie?
So we've had a lot of number 19s, most famously Juan Gonzalez, but can either of you guys name any other famous ones that we have had? There's a few I have in mind that I know that you should know.
Osuna takes strike one from Eric Fetty. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
It's going to have to take a little bit of thought here for sure.
It's going to be low and outside for ball one. Count goes to 1-1 to Alejandro Osuna. Eric Fetty working quickly. Alejandro Osuna lines out softly to the pitcher who offloads Wilson Contreras for the third out. And that's going to do it for the Rangers here. They go quickly 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. And that's going to take us off to the fourth inning. The Rangers lead 2-1.
I will welcome you back here to our broadcast. It is the fourth inning. Laura Stickles is down on the field interviewing our wonderful manager, Broachy. They are, I don't know, talking about stuff, so I'm not too terribly worried.
We got
Man
Wilson
stuff.
Contreras leading off.
Yep, Wilson Contreras is at the bat, first baseman here, and he'll smash it right over to Corey Seager for out number one. Very quick out here to start the top of the fourth.
That's what you want to see. Get your butt
Absolutely.
back in the dugout.
5-3 put out.
We can send you back quickly as well.
Looked at Fetty's like 7-8 pitch half inning, the last one, and DeGrom said, well, I'll take that and I'll raise you this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so next up at bat here is DH Ivan Herrera. He will take low and outside for ball one.
For starting the game with 6 straight balls, looks like DeGrom has settled in. That was only pitch number 34 here in the fourth inning.
Yeah, that's great. Great for him. Don't want to tax that bullpen as he gives the second pitch here in the same location. And Herrera not biting. So that will be 2-0 to Ivan, who singled at his first at bat. And the pitch. Will swing at that one in the same location. DeGrom took something off that one a bit. Gets him down.
Herrera came into today hitting .333.
Wow.
Herrera looks like Ronald McDonald up there with his yellow on.
A fourth pitch in the exact same spot. If I am not watching it with my own eyes, I would not believe it. Herrera offers at it, and it's 2-2. Pitch to Herrera. Not given a chance. And that will make the count full to Ivan Herrera.
DeGrom growing the hair back out. You got to wonder if that's where his powers are.
I can dig that. That one outside. Nowhere close for Herrera to even think about giving a swing. He'll take a trip down to first base for his first walk. Lots of walks on both sides.
That is the second walk
this,
for
game
Jake
today.
DeGrom. Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, only has doesn't have a ton of walks on the year, I think. Well, that'll bring up the veteran Nolan Arenado. He takes ball one low, nearly in the dirt.
These two guys are familiar.
That was
Probably have
his-
the most at-bats against each other of anybody
Yeah.
in this series.
Yeah, I bet.
DeGrom's 17th walk of the year.
Okay, so yeah, only 17 to Fetty's, I believe, 26 coming into this one. DeGrom misses badly outside again for 2-0 to Nolan Arenado. A dangerous bat. Arenado will punish you if you leave it anywhere near his zone. Not super great against DeGrom for his career. 0.95 the average, 2 for 21. So
DeGrom seems to be paying him the respect nonetheless.
that one I thought might get the call, but just does miss the plate, according to home plate umpire Quinn Walcott. 3-0 to Arenado.
Gotta wonder if DeGrom just likes his matchup better with Burleson next up.
Maybe. That might be it. He does pipe this one in for a strike on the outer
Difficult
half
to-
of the plate.
Difficult to know why when you look at those stats from Arenado.
Yeah, 2 for 21. I didn't see the rest of it, but I mean...
Nolan was not taking the bat off his shoulder on that pitch.
Runner on first here, 1 out. Nolan gives a healthy swing and misses badly at this one below in the zone. Would have been ball 4.
Jacob working his way back into the count.
Makes it full.
With a
Arenado-
burning love inside.
Not very out in front of that pitch. Thinking fastball. DeGrom took a bit off of it. DeGrom comes set. And the delivery. Swung on, and it is popped up into center field. Wyatt Langford will have it camped down in his glove for out number 2. That is going to bring up Alec Burleson to the plate.
Is the roof open today, guys?
You know, the roof was open yesterday, and it was open the day before. We'll have to take a better look when they are done showing this strikeout graphic.
The roof is closed today.
Okay.
The roof is closed.
The first pitch to Burleson does find the strike zone. 0-1.
Well, the reason I asked, guys, I saw that last, or maybe it was the inning prior, the Newtbar took a strange pass to that ball, and it looked like just then Langford didn't quite see that ball hit out to center field the way he would have liked. You know, he took a strange path there as well.
I agree. The next pitch does miss down 1-1 to Burleson. Almost called him Nate Burleson there.
Indeed, I've been calling him Nate the whole episode up to this point. So that is Alec Burleson.
DeGrom finds the zone, not according to our box, but according to home plate umpire Quinn Walcott. It is a strike. Nice that we are getting that pitch on both sides.
That pitch was off the plate.
Ball.
Walcott with his typical struggling strike zone here, but it seems to be consistent so far.
So count 1-2 to Burleson. Almost offers it that one. DeGrom, a little bit too much bite on that slider. Evens the count 2-2.
Pitch was close to the plate, but ended up towards his feet by the time it got to the catcher's mitt. A lot of action on that pitch.
Herrera still over at first base from the walk as DeGrom delivers. Swung on but foul. Actually hits the front of the Rangers dugout, and the ball girl fields it, tosses it to the bat boy.
I don't believe I saw a body flinch. They were all stoic as all get out. That thing was rocketed over there.
Another chance here at 2-2. DeGrom stares off and comes set. And the pitch. Doesn't quite catch the zone. This one goes full. Another thing that we've seen a lot of today, gentlemen, a lot of full counts, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, DeGrom really inflating that pitch count here. We are over 50 now in the bottom of the 4th.
And we were looking good coming in, but
He is breathing heavy at this point.
still well within his rights to give us a couple extras. That one misses badly outside, and we'll put on Alec Burleson.
Yeah, a couple of bad pitches here and a couple of bad spots have put DeGrom in a few situations now he doesn't deserve to be in. He's pitched better than these results so far.
He's visibly unhappy on the mound. You can see him shaking his head.
Finds himself in a 2-on, 2-out situation here in the top of the 4th.
That brings up Pedro Pajes, Cardinals catcher, to the plate. Struck out his first one and does take a strike on the outer half of the plate. 0-1.
It's a fun name to say.
Pajes.
Definitely better than Pages.
DeGrom's pitch outside, high as well.
That was a 97-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball.
A little frustration there maybe from DeGrom.
DeGrom looking to get out of this one quickly here. Does strike it back into the seats for strike number 2. Uvalde is in there coaching. Was that Jack Leiter down there, it looked like?
It was.
Chatting it up in the dugout.
The old Lego face himself.
Oh, yeah, there they go.
It's a defined chin. It sure is.
Hobie Billner's got one of those defined chins as well.
A couple of Minecraft characters.
DeGrom's pitch is swung on and missed by Pajes, and that will do it for the St. Louis Cardinals here in the 4th. And we will be coming back with one of our Rangers.
Jake Berger leading off at the bottom of the 4th.
Berger, thank you. We are coming back here to the 4th inning, the bottom half of it, where your Rangers are going to try to put some insurance runs together here. 2 is not enough for me. It should not be enough for them. And Jake Berger steps into the box and takes ball 1. Fetty comes set, still working very quickly. Berger doesn't offer at that one, low and away. Ball 2.
A little difficult to see the pitches coming in here. We're doing a dual screen with our...
Yeah. Here we go. Back to our big screen. Fetty delivers one, and Berger looks to... Did he miss that one? It was a big cut. Did not see if he fouled it away, but it is a strike nonetheless. Poor placement.
Big cut from our
Fetty.
big man.
Berger acquired this offseason from the Miami Marlins, made his major league debut in 2021 with the Chicago White Sox. Had himself a brief stint in AAA this season, reset his mind, has come back and been a whole different ball player.
Not happy with that average at 207, but I'll take the 7 homers.
Berger fouls the second pitch away into the first base seats. Count 2-2 as Fetty comes set. And the pitch. Berger swings on, and it's getting down in the gap, going towards the bullpen, but it will be caught by Alec Burleson a couple steps before the track.
Ball hung up just long enough to make it into his glove.
I've seen one other fly ball out towards our bullpen this series from Berger. Very, very close to our bullpen that got hauled in. I know he's frustrated with that. That's a couple of near homers.
I was just going to mention that one to you. It was yesterday's game, and that one was even much closer than today's pop fly.
Coming up next, the switch hitter, Jonah Heim.
Yes, sir. Jonah Heim wastes no time swinging at that first pitch.
That was a home run cut.
But it does get fouled backward, the opposite direction that you need it to be a home run. One away here for Jonah Heim. So he lets that one go way high above the zone for ball 1. As the cameraman is showing us shots of the bullpens, not sure why. Jonah cues that one off. Fouled third base side.
I believe Bassick was making a comparison to our bullpens now compared to our previous stadium, which almost mirrored St. Louis Stadium.
Okay. Fetty delivers again, this one high. Count even 2-2 to Jonah Heim. Fetty delivers. Heim cuts, cannot keep up with it, and that is a strikeout for your catcher.
Yeah, Jonah wants that one back. That was not a good swing at all.
Not afraid to swing the bat when it's inside, especially from that side of the plate as well. But yeah, just a little late. Wasn't quite sure if it was going to stay in the zone, and by the time he decided it was not.
Wasn't much room.
Gives way to Marcus Semien.
Yep, down. Rangers down very quickly here, 2 outs, and Marcus Semien takes the first pitch strike from Eric Fetty.
Singled in his first at bat.
This next one misses very badly in the dirt outside. 1-1 to Marcus Semien.
Marcus showing signs of life this series.
Yes, absolutely. Very fast-paced work from Eric Fetty these last 2 innings as Marcus cues this one off directly backwards. If no net would have struck one of those rich people in the seats.
Yeah, it seems like Texas
They've got the dental insurance.
The last couple innings have been very free swinging and have allowed Fetty to work his way into a groove here.
Yeah, very true. I'm seeing that as he delivers the next pitch. Marcus gets a hold of it. It's looking like it's getting into right field, but falls just foul outside of Burleson. I think if that falls fair, I don't know if Burleson still gets there.
Yeah, that could have been trouble.
Semien wasn't quite sure if it was falling 2 out of the box. Kind of stumbled as he was watching it drift foul.
Nate Burleson would have got there.
Yeah. Of our several foul balls, though, down the first base line so far this game, that one was definitely the closest to the chalk line.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Fetty gets set here to deliver the 1-2 to Marcus Semien, and the pitch not swung on outside. Count back to even 2-2 to our captain here. Fetty delivers. No offer from Semien. That slider, I believe, slid a little too far.
Good discipline there from Semien to load us up here.
Full count to Semien. Swings and gets a hold of this end of the gap. I don't think anyone's going to get there. It falls down. Oh, the center fielder, Victor Scott, can't get there as Semien motors into a stand-up 2-out double.
All right. Look at him, just rendering my topics for later obsolete.
That's a 2-hit game for Marcus Semien, who has really come alive, not just in this series, but in this homestand.
With a single in the second and now a double here in the fourth, he's halfway there to the natural cycle, folks.
Hot diggity dog, Marcus Semien.
Just the tough ones to go.
Yeah, you just got to get the triple next time. I'll tell you exactly where you hit it, though.
With how Victor Scott bobbled that, misjudged that ball in center field, I thought he might have a chance to get 3 bags, but it took a hard carom off of the wall, and that kind of saved Scott. Sam Haggerty comes into the box now, and he takes the first pitch for ball 1. As Fetty delivers the second one in the same spot for ball 2. Semien has to scurry back to second base. He does so as Pajes tries to get him sleeping out there.
I was wondering when that was coming. Semien has been very loose out there on the base path today.
Yeah, he takes a monster lead off of that, but does get back in time. Good throw from Pajes. Oh, boy. A lot closer than we thought from that camera angle. Oh, boy. The Cardinals, I think, are going to challenge this call.
It looks like he tags him there on the shoe right before the base.
The inner shoe?
The inner shoe as the outer shoe is touching the base. Ooh. Well, I don't know about that angle. It looks like
it looks like his sliding foot does make contact with the bag just
Call stands,
before.
fellas. Call stands. We're not going to confirm it. We're just going to say it stands.
Yeah, I don't believe there's enough
New York.
to overturn that.
I would say either way, it's enough to certainly get Semien's attention.
And does warrant the challenge. I will say if this was us in this position, I would want them to challenge as well. So
yeah.
We are here in the
the
one trailer park in New York for these reviews that they do this in.
It's definitely a room smaller than the tiny mission control there in Houston.
I think Mike Bassick is, I believe, saying that they're going to call him out. He believes they have enough evidence.
Ooh, okay.
They are giving this one a good look. This one a much closer call than we initially thought once they actually showed the replay from the back end of this. And Pius is smiling ear to ear. He thinks he got him.
He really wanted that one. Yeah,
they're going to overturn the call.
Pajes has been getting run all over today, and he gets one of these Rangers here. Semien goes out.
Yep, that will be out number 3 for the Texas Rangers here to end the fourth. And that'll do it. And we'll be back shortly. And we're going to bring this one back here to the top of the fifth as Tony Cook will take over.
Victor Scott is into the box here. DeGrom has already sent his first pitch in here. I believe that was a strike here. No, that was a ball. Ball one.
Oh, yeah, just barely. I don't think it quite caught the bottom of the zone.
Scott fouls off the second pitch here from DeGrom down to first baseline. It's going to be 1-1.
So back to my little 19 jersey number trivia question here, guys. I'm going to name a few of these and maybe give you a few hints so you can see if you can get them.
Scott flares a fly ball, a lazy fly ball out to left field. Ozuna is under it. That's out number one.
Ozuna finally getting a little outfield action today.
Our guy was getting a little bored out there. The rookie was playing with the grass.
So our most recent number 19 jersey that I think, that you should definitely know, was in 2018. He also played with his from 2016 and 17. Not currently playing right now, is an active MLB player, but is not going to be playing for about half the season.
He's going to be a hurt guy. Okay.
Not sure as Noteboom takes strike one from DeGrom. 1-1 the count here.
Not an injured fellow. Not the reason he's not playing right now.
Is he a pitcher or a hitter?
Yeah,
He's a hitter.
he is a hitter.
Okay.
Kind of had a bit of a breakout season last year. Finally.
Outfielder, infielder?
Outfielder. Now.
Oh.
Now.
Not when he was playing with us.
Oh, okay.
He was an infielder playing with us.
Isaiah Kiner-Falufa.
Nope, that's not the guy.
That's not the guy. So that is a guy that can play infield, outfield. DeGrom digs in 2-2 to Noteboom here.
Newt Bar?
Newt Bar. What did I say? Noteboom?
Newt boom.
Nutriboom.
I'll allow it.
Boom, boom, Jay.
Nutriboom. Oh, goodness.
Oh, another full count, man.
Ooh.
Strike three. DeGrom gets a strikeout here of Newt Bar.
Got him on the high cheese. All right, so this number 19 I'm thinking of, guys. Played infield while he was here. Was a huge prospect. Had a big breakout year last year, and he's not playing for half the season
That's
for
because
nefarious reasons.
That's his name is Jerkson Profar.
Yes, sir.
We should have got that. That was our guy coming up.
Major League debut in 2012 at 19 years old. He hit a home run in his first at bat. Cleveland.
DeGrom's working here a little bit. This has been a good half inning for him so far. Making quick work.
Starts went off 1-1. Good to go here.
Wins hitting around 270 on the year, but to my recollection here, has not had a great series here in Texas. 279 on the year, to be correct. Sends one out to right center. That's going to be caught by Langford on the run. A little miscommunication out there. Had both guys out there running for it. No collision necessary there as Langford draws it in. That's going to be out number 3.
These two might have learned a little bit from when Langford and Osuna smashed into each other not too terribly long ago out in Chicago, I believe, as Haggerty dives out of the way to miss the collision. That was a good heads-up play from him. As they're going into the break here, I'm going to give you guys the rest of these number 19 jerseys to see if we can see if you can get them.
Okay.
Another guy you should absolutely know, played with this team from 2008 to 2011.
Strike one here to Haggerty. 1-1 the count. Fetty settled in this last inning. He's up to 75 pitches now through 5 after struggling a little bit early. Haggerty sends one out to left field. That's going to be not much trouble there for Newt Bar.
Newt boot.
Oh, Lars.
Old Lars, member of the 2023 Team Samurai Japan in the World Baseball Classic. Champions. Beating Team USA in the final.
The first one here to Pookie. Pookie takes this first one. He's going to send a lazy pop-up out to center field. Scott's under it. Going to be no problem. We have got to start seeing more pitches.
This is
Hard
two very quick outs. My gosh.
While he did get 2 doubles in this game so far, that was a frustrating one pitch at bat from Josh Smith.
All I'm looking for is a long at bat. Let me see 5 pitches here from Langford.
Game being only 2-1, certainly would like an insurance run.
Fetty wipes off the rubber and steps up to the plate. Here comes the pitch. 90 on the gun there. Strike 1.
Looked like a very hittable pitch. But what do we know?
Well, I'm okay with us not swinging at the first pitch considering what came before.
That's, almost have to take at that point.
Next one is high here from Fetty. Ball 1.
Fetty on the prowl on the mound up here.
Tries to get Langford to bite at a pitch that sweeps through the zone and ends up off the plate. It's going to be 2-1.
Had it cocked and loaded. Did not let it go. So good plate discipline.
There was your pitch, Langford. That one's right down the pipe. 94 on the gun. Just get me over fastball. Langford doesn't bite. 2-2.
Wouldn't mind a little solo shot.
It looked like he was on top of it, but he sends it out to right field. And not much trouble again out there for Burleson. And that's going to be a very, very quick bottom of the 5th for the Texas Rangers.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 6th here in Arlington. The ace for your Texas Rangers, Jacob deGrom, back on the mound. So far, he has thrown 72 pitches, 44 for strikes, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 earned run, nursing a 2-1 lead. Leading off is Brendan Donovan.
I would imagine this will be his last inning, regardless. I mean, unless he comes out and throws 9 pitches.
Nails him down.
But this will probably be it for deGrom.
Donovan 0 for 2 on the day.
Which I'm happy about. 6 innings, that's wonderful work. That's all we really need from you.
Donovan takes ball 2 high. Ooh, Jacob has one there. Probably caught a little bit of the edge there, but could have been also viewed as outside the plate. But 2-1 count now to Brendan Donovan. deGrom comes set. And the pitch. That's going to be fouled off to the first baseline. Now we're at 2-2.
Brandon Donovan 1 for 9 in this series, including today's at-bats, in which he is popped up and grounded into a double play.
Love to see him go ahead and take care of him here in this at-bat. He fouls it back to the screen. Count remains at 2-2. All right, the pitch here has it low. Is going to run the count full to Brendan Donovan here to start the top of the 6th.
Yet another full count as we're getting a graphic on the screen. Donovan leads the National League with 70 hits.
Payoff pitch. He's going to ground the ball to second baseman Marcus Semien. Throws over to first. He's going to take care of Brendan Donovan for the first out. He will remain hitless, though, today. All right, that's 1 out now. It's going to bring up the first baseman, William Contreras. Or is it Wilson? One of the Contreras.
I believe it's Wilson Contreras, yeah. One of the Contreras brothers.
Wilson.
I'm sorry.
Contreras is 1 for 1 today with a walk. He had an RBI in the first inning. Takes... Where are you swinging there? I missed it. Did he swing? Either way, it's strike 1 here.
Yeah, strike either way. That's probably 101 what they teach you in broadcast school. Hey, watch the game. As we're all digging into our notes here.
He's going to line that one out to center fielder Wyatt Langford.
Hard hit ball.
Yes, it was. That's going to be the second out, though, here in the inning, and that's going to bring up the DH, Herrera.
Speaking of hard hit ball, that's my StatCast update for Herrera. His percentiles of note are his exit velocity in the 85th percentile so far this season.
I like that. DeGrom only at 78 pitches. I might have spoken too soon, and I'm glad I did. If he can make some quick work out of Herrera, we might get him for the 7th.
And he takes strike one. Well over the plate there. That was a four-seam fastball in at 96 miles per hour, so he's still bringing the heat here well into the 6th. Takes strike two. That one, let's see, that's a 90-mile-an-hour slider.
Not wasting any time on the mound.
And Jacob coming straight out and being aggressive here in the 6th inning.
Herrera feels the pressure here as he does call
Yes,
time.
He steps out, adjusts the batting gloves, looks up to the heaven for some answers. Jacob comes set for the 0-2 pitch.
What a wild stance.
That's
Yes,
going to be
sir.
strike three swinging. Jacob sets him down in order in the top of the 6th. And that is going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Rangers lead 2-1 going into the bottom of the 6th. All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the bottom of the 6th here. Rangers lead 2-1. Corey Seager leading off. Eric Fetty remains in the game. Eric Fetty coming into this inning. He's got 84 pitches on him. First pitch to Seager. And he lines out to the second baseman off to first baseman Contreras for the first out. Fetty takes care of Seager on one pitch here. Now we got one out in the bottom of the 6th. That's going to bring up Josh Young.
Not really the outcome you like to see from Corey Seager. His first pitch swinging right into the second baseman's glove. Does give way to Young, though, who I am excited to see.
And Josh is going to hit one out to deep right field. Oh,
You know, these guys are not...
Burleson right under it for an out.
We keep telling them to not do that, and they keep doing that.
So that's two pitches, 2 outs for Eric Fetty here in the bottom of the 6th.
Man,
It's going to bring up Alejandro Osuna.
Both of these pitchers finding just some insane rhythm here late
Yes.
for both of them. Working in very quickly since, I would say, the 3rd inning or so.
We've not had a base runner in a while.
This is the guy to do it
Osuna
right
takes
now.
strike one.
Seen your excitement, as Eric Nadel called him.
I love that. That's great.
I like it. Yeah, he's scrappy, man. I just really like his approach at the plate right now.
He steps out and back in as Fetty comes set for the pitch. Osuna takes high for ball one. Count goes to 1-1.
Got some action in the Cards bullpen here.
Who
Looks
we got
like
there? Kyle somebody?
Kyle Leahy.
Leahy. Osuna fouls it back. Count goes to 1-2. That one back to the net. It was a 87-mile-an-hour changeup.
Osuna, a player we knew we were going to see this year, but probably not this early.
As Fetty delivers the pitch, it's going to be ball 2. Run the count even at 2-2. 2 outs.
Rangers also got some action in their bullpen.
And who we got there? Sean Armstrong warming up.
The strongest arm.
A strong arm. Oh, Osuna bends his knees but takes ball 3 low to run the count full.
Ozuna not only absorbing the responsibilities of a role that Tavares vacated, but now a role that Pilar vacated as well.
Very patient at bat so far from Alejandro. Fouls off the pitch to remain the count at 3-2, staying alive here with 2 outs.
That was a good swing to protect the count from Osuna. Making the most of his major league appearances here.
Yeah, making great impressions here in week number 1.
Giving Garcia a needed rest.
Oh, we've got
Gives
time.
you a little confidence there, though.
We got a balk.
A
We
ball.
have a balk.
Oh,
no
my
way.
goodness.
That should give. Oh, it's
A
pitcher
pitcher violation.
Oh, so it's going to be ball 4, and Osuna's going to take first base on a pitch clock violation.
Pajes
Wow.
was pointing
Have
to
not
himself.
seen that in a minute.
After that, maybe he was having trouble with the communication and couldn't get the
Can
pitch off in time.
Trying to take the onus off his pitcher, give him, take the
Maybe.
stress off.
Well, who does that
That's
bring
going to
up?
bring up Jakey Burgers, and he's going to take well outside for ball one. And that is a sweeper that's 82 miles per hour. That thing was in the dirt.
And I can tell you guys, if we had been keeping score of baseball games long before, I would tell you how to score that. But I really don't know how, other than Osuna's got some type of walk.
List it here in game day just as a walk. I think it's just because it counts as ball four, it'll be a standard walk.
Okay.
We got the 1-0 pitch, and Burger takes a trip to the timeout circle as far as he steps out of the batter's box.
Staring very longingly
What's on
into
his mind?
Beasley's eyes over here at third base. Cooking. They've got something cooking up here. I might want to put in the call for this one.
A little hit and run going on here.
All right, the 1-0 pitch to Burger. He's going to foul that one back to the screen, even up the count at 1-1. Was Osuna running there, guys?
I don't think so.
He jumped pretty far off the bag, but I don't think he went. He was doing his little Marcus Semien impression out there.
Don't impress him too hard and get that out.
Might be a little zippier than Semien.
Marcus now 34 years of age. And Burger's going to line that one out to the right fielder, Burleson, and that'll do it for the Rangers here in the bottom of the sixth. We're going off to the top of the seventh. Rangers lead 2-1.
Welcome back, everybody, to the top of the seventh inning. Jacob deGrom is done for the day. Gives way to Sean Armstrong. He will join the mound and will start his afternoon against third baseman Nolan Arenado. It appears they're showing us some footage of
Looking at his
deGrom
fingers.
getting off. Yeah, looking at his fingers going off into the back of the dugout. I did hear talk of deGrom, a possible blister maybe forming in the last start, so maybe they're checking at that. Armstrong delivers the first pitch. It's swung on by Arenado and missed.
That certainly could account for his command issues today.
Especially early.
And the pitch from Armstrong swung on again. This one fouled away.
Getting ahead early here, guys. Very nice.
Armstrong with the same pace as Fetty and deGrom here, keeping things moving. As he comes set, and the pitch to Nolan. That's outside.
Ooh.
For ball one. The count 1-2. 1 and 2 to Arenado.
The grizzled vet's not going to be swinging at that pitch, Armstrong.
No. That one did miss badly away. Pitch clock winding down. Armstrong does get it off in the same spot as the previous pitch. Nolan Arenado makes this one 2-2.
Armstrong got a very lively post whip on his pitch. Makes a full 360 on that release.
And the next delivery swung on and fouled back.
Sean Armstrong wearing Matt Harrison's old number 43.
Donning the red glove today as he comes set and releases one way inside. He swings, Arenado swings on it, just does foul. It might have got his hands a little bit. Bit of an awkward swing from Arenado as we're getting a replay. Oh, it catches the mask of Jonah Heim coming backward. Still 2-2. And the pitch. Grounded to first base, and Pookie will take it to the bag himself. That'll be out number one.
He was able to get there on a light jog.
That's good defensive positioning there from the Rangers. If we are in our normal set, we may not be in position to get that one, and they may have gotten out to the right. The right fielder.
They may have banned the shift, but they certainly haven't banned creativity.
Alec Burleson steps into the box here. Has had a lot of action in the outfield. Lots of lineouts and pop-outs from our Rangers to right field. And he takes that first pitch low for ball one. Smashes this one, and it does get by third base into left field for a base hit. Alec Burleson gets on for his second time today.
That's the first base runner of the game since Marcus Semien hit a double in the bottom of the fourth.
Golly,
Wow.
no way. Yeah, Josh Young, not quite able to come up with that hot shot at first. No
I lied.
discredit to his defense out there.
Osuna did have a walk in the 6th. But nonetheless, that was the only base runner. My goodness. These pitchers are dealing at this point.
Pedro Pajes steps into the batter's box and up to the plate, but looks like there's going to be a bit of a mound visit.
Pinch hitter.
Nolan
that.
Gorman.
Oh, we're going to have a pinch hit. Nolan Gorman coming in.
That's a catcher if I've ever heard that name before.
For Pedro Pajes here as we all scramble to update our scorecards here. Pajes 2 strikeouts on the day, both swinging. Cardinals thinking they got a little bit cooking here with 1 on and 1 away. Gorman, a left-handed batter. And Armstrong delivers. This one popped up. Can of corn into the center fielder's glove. Langford has it for out number 2.
Just like that.
You know, Bassick made a somewhat spicy take yesterday when he said that really any iteration of the Cardinals uniform is the best uniform in baseball right now. And
you can certainly make an argument.
It is difficult to disagree with that. I really like the double birds on each side of the bat. The grays, the whites, it all works really well. It's classy. It's tried and true. But nobody likes them.
Yeah, I don't mind the double bird.
Pitching change here.
Yep, I think that's going to do it for Sean Armstrong as Hobie Milner is going to come in and take the ball to try to get this last out here of the top of the 7th. And we'll be right back.
There we go. Okay.
Well, all right, guys. Well, sorry about that. I'm not entirely sure where we're picking up on the broadcast, but weird stuff happened, so we will see. When we last left you, they were making a pitching change for Hobie Milner to come in.
This never used to happen on Fox Sports Southwest.
I blame Roku.
The game is strangely being broadcast only on the Roku channel today, which is very dumb. I imagine the inning is ended and we are coming back from the 7th inning stretch.
Vlade pinch hit and he grounded out to second baseman Marcus Semien to end the inning.
Okay, so we had a pinch hitter for Victor Scott, the second out in center field, and Ryan Vlade, who does not get it done.
Well, they've stretched it out here, and it looks like we're just about ready to pick it up in the bottom of the 7th.
Fantastic.
Good. Despite our errors, it looks like we haven't missed much.
It's Jonah Heim to lead off the top of the 7th here, to the switch-hitting catcher. 0 for 2 on the day, a line out and a strikeout.
Longest legs on any catcher ever.
He's certainly gigantic for a catcher.
Except for maybe Wieters from Baltimore back in the day.
You think of your
well outside from Fetty.
Short and stubby physique for your typical catcher. Jonah's long and lean.
The next pitch does find the bottom of the zone. 1-1 to Jonah.
Find his way to get on base. We'll take a walk, a hit, a pitch clock violation.
This next one fouled backward into the net. Jonah down 1-2. Excuse me, I mentioned Fetty. It is not. It is Kyle Leahy who is in the game. I believe that is Leahy, possibly. As Jonah fouls back another one into the net. A little frustrated with himself. Gets back into the box. Leahy delivers. Jonah pokes it up the middle, and he cannot get, the second baseman can't get to it, and Jonah finds himself at first base with a single.
Whew.
Heard me talking smack.
We needed that one. As soon as we got old Fetty out of there, we're back in it.
I mentioned Donovan not able to get up with that one, but it was Mason Wynn with the play on the ball and just not able to catch up with that hard hit single up the middle. That's a leadoff single for Jonah. And it brings up Marcus Semien to the plate. Marcus 2 for 2 today. Was caught on the base path his last time up, though.
I do believe he's looking for that triple in this at-bat. Got a single and a double to start the day.
He started off with 2 balls here quickly. One outside and one inside for the veteran. Jonah Heim not a threat to run at first base. As Marcus checks his third swing.
Quick update on Fetty's day. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 Ks. That last one, just off Leahy's outstretched glove, an infield single for the Rangers to load the bases with no outs.
And Pookie swings on this one. It's going to stay in the infield. They got the play at the plate, but that is the only play they have
Take that
for out number 1. As we are, guys, behind the scenes over here, it's chaos. Batteries are going dead. Mice are dropping everywhere. It's pandemonium.
Good morning, Vietnam! That's the guy we want up there right now. Let's make some magic happen here.
Things certainly getting exciting here in the bottom of the 7th.
Love it. Get that starter out of there and get into this bullpen a little bit.
The hit that set up the bases loaded, fielded cleanly by Leahy, but with the speed of the base runners and how they took off, he did not have a play. At second, he tried to go to second, didn't have a play, and by the time he went to first, it was too late because Simeon was already down the line.
Just ended up eating it. Okay.
So Langford in now. He takes the first one.
Them's bases
Ball 1.
juiced.
The bases are still loaded here. Just 1 out. Leahy on the mound still. Delivers his 14th pitch, and it's a bit wild inside to Langford. 2-0.
I might have let
Backs him
that
off
hit
the
me.
plate.
I might have let that
was
hit me.
high, though. Right in the face.
It's in the shoulder.
Right in the face.
Throw your back into it.
This next pitch, Langford does give it a whirl, but it ends up foul. First base side.
304 career average with the bases loaded for Langford. Wow.
That's hot stuff from your center fielder. He gets a hold of this one and puts it deep on the track as the center fielder. He makes the catch, but a run will score on the sacrifice.
That insurance run brought to you by Taco Bell.
And the others advance as well. That's second and third now with 2 outs.
Langford picks up another RBI.
Heads up move by both base runners as well to move up. That's going to be it for Leahy.
Certainly doesn't want to leave him in there against the big dog.
Absolutely not. 16 pitches is all he could muster. Gives up a boatload of hits and an unearned run. And that will give way to some unnamed pitcher.
Steven Matz.
Steven
Matz.
Good old Steven Matz.
Wait, from the Mets?
That's got to be the same Steven Matz. And he's wrapping up his career as a back of the bullpen guy?
Like, if your name in that rotation was not Jacob deGrom or Zach Wheeler, your career is not panned out the way it was supposed to.
Well, the terrible broadcast from Roku cut off another final out from us. It would appear that Corey Seager grounds out to the first baseman Wilson Contreras for the final out. But the Rangers end the 7th 3-1, and that will give way to Tony Cook for the 8th inning when we do come back from eventually this very long commercial break.
And we're back. A hasty return here. We just come back in time for the first offering from Milner.
Milner staying in the game.
Nootbaar at the plate here, 1-0. Takes strike 1 on the inside corner.
Nootbaar's been on base twice today. Started with the walk and then got a single in the third.
Milner, the lefty, staying in there for the start of this next inning here. Still looking strong. 2-1 coming to the plate now. 78 on a looper. Strike 2.
Beautiful pitch from Hobie Milner. Got that funky sidearm delivery.
That is strike 3. Rings him up quick. Nootbaar is down.
Walking back to the dugout in disbelief, staring at the heavens for answers.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Lars Nootbaar.
One swinging, one looking.
Haven't met a Lars I liked yet.
Can bring up Mason Wynn.
Mason Wynn here. It's gonna. Oh, that is not strike one. Apparently, that is a ball. All right.
Where was that one at? I didn't even see it. Was it just all up in the zone?
It does look like it was a little off the plate.
It was.
here at the-
Yeah. No, it was framed very well. Then we've got a dribbler ground ball to third base. Young comes up throwing. Josh Smith's gonna dig it out of the dirt for the out at first base.
Picking machine.
Beautiful.
Scotty H. 2 down here for the Rangers.
That was a way to look at the way that Josh Young played. That was a very heads up because he was charging that ball because it was a slow roller and it must have.
He catches that with the palm too. Look at this
Yeah.
thing. It's just barely in that glove.
Must have caromed off something because he had to back up and stop on that ball and kind of let it come to him after it took its first hop. So good on the Jungle Cat for making the pounce.
Milner is already dealing. Strike one to Donovan. Now Donovan sends one to center field. Easy fly ball for Langford out there, and the half inning is over here. Milner is strong. The Rangers lead 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. And we're back here in Arlington for the bottom of the 8th. Josh Young going to step into the box here. Believe we still have Steven Matz on the mound.
Young 0 for 3 on the day. A strikeout and ground out and fly out.
Strike one to Young. Yes, that is Matt still on the mound. Yanks a foul ball down the third base line. It's going to be 0-2 here for Young. Rangers fall down behind in the count quickly again. 0-2 to the plate. It's going to be off the plate. Not much effort there.
That was a very good pitch for Josh Young to lay off.
That's a good take.
Yeah.
Oh, and this
Look
one's
out.
really far inside. Almost clips Young. Backs away just in time. It's going to be
Coach is
2-2.
Oh, looks like the Mariners have retaken first place from the Houston Astros with a win today.
Dribbler down the line at third base. He's going to make a wild throw down the line to first, and it's going to be off the plate. I believe that should be ruled an infield single.
Absolutely, I would, because I think he was there, even if the throw was anywhere near where it should have been.
We got a bunt down the line here.
Oh,
Oh, wow, on the plate.
Yes,
Oh, my
yes.
gosh.
Comes off the bat.
Stick around. We've got a fumble on the bunt, on the play down to the second baseman. Everyone is safe on this play. I'm not sure how this will be accounted, whether that will be an error accounted to the catcher or not.
Let's see if they've made a scoring
Wild.
decision.
A throwing error, perhaps.
Picks the ball up. The catcher, Pozo, picks the ball up, rifles it down to second.
This is an error on Wynn.
They're ruling
Yeah,
this
and
as a
win.
fielder's choice and an error on Yoel Pozo.
What?
Wow.
Wow, there are errors on the catcher.
That looked like a whiff from Wynn. I believe he got off the hook there a little bit.
I don't have any idea how to score that here. Just FC? And then with an error
Yes.
somewhere?
Yeah.
All right. Error
So
on the
everyone is
catcher.
safe. We are 1-0 here. And Berger slaps one into left field.
That should score a run.
Everyone is safe yet again. We got a run scoring on the plate. It's 4-1
And
Rangers.
Josh Young crosses the plate.
Berger with a double. We have runners at second and third with no outs. We are in business. Stephen Matt, stick around, please, sir.
Rangers lead 4-1.
Defense is really getting at the Redbirds right now. I don't know if you noticed, but the throw in from left field was bobbled by the cutoff man. If they're going to show this replay here, Wynn goes out to cut off the throw, and it comes in and hits the top of his glove. If that throw comes in cleanly, there's a play at the plate.
You know, they've been lauding Wynn's defense anytime they can, but really at every opportunity this series, he is, in this series specifically, he seems to have made a lot of mistakes out there at short.
We've got a pitching change. It looks like Rodney Munoz is coming in to replace Steven Matz.
I spoke too soon. I wanted Matz to stick around.
Oh, my God. What's happening? everyone's having problems.
Okay.
So we're going to give you a little update here, guys, because us and you, if you're actually watching this game live, will know why the very end of this broadcast has just been absolute shit. Roku is just
Piss the bed.
I'm so very upset at this. I don't understand.
Right when the action's happening.
You
Yes,
sound like that redhead guy from A Knight's Tale, and you're just pain, lots of pain.
I don't get it. Why isn't this available on Victory Plus? This is ridiculous.
At least
this is
it
not
should
a
be dual cast.
This should not be. Yeah, is this supposed to be a nationally televised game? Is
It
that why
is.
it's on
It
Roku?
is.
That's dumb as
It
fuck.
is.
Roku does not have the capacity
They
to do
don't.
this.
And
If
they're
you want to
showing
have
it.
it be nationally televised, put it on ESPN, put it on MLB Network or Apple TV. That's it. Those are all your other free or your national broadcast channels.
Haggerty singles in another run.
Oh my God! So Tony, I believe you have the floor here, my friend. So if you would want to update our listeners on what is going on.
Well, I'm trying to find the best option for that myself.
I'm
MLB
on just the
Game Day?
MLB app, yeah.
It is now
6-1.
6-1.
Nice.
Still in the bottom of the eighth.
At least we're not getting kicked.
Munoz is still on the mound for the Cardinals. Let's
It was
see.
I think Heim sacrificed in a run.
Yes. Haggerty out on a sac bunt to shallow infield. Rodri Munoz to Wilson Contreras. Semien to second. Jake Berger scores.
Ah, okay. So two runs on the sacrifice here.
And so where we sit, it's 1-2 count to Josh Smith with a runner on second base and 2 outs.
Okay. And we've got Tyler Perry comedy commercials going on in the background here. It's very crazy. What I bet is going to happen is at this half inning, they're going to figure things out as we are now getting the "We'll be right back" Roku Sports Channel and now a Pinwheel of Death.
Oh,
a broadcast!
They got it.
All right.
Cool.
Munoz is set to deliver the 1-2 to Smith. And Smith smacks it foul.
The guy in the stands looks upset because he knows that the broadcast we're watching is garbage and he's hearing about it for the first time.
Yes.
This fan.
All these crotchety old men are feeling what we're feeling. They all look pissed. What are they talking about?
That's very strange.
To the plate here. It's going to be high, moving the count to 2-2. 2-2, pardon me. 2-2. Don't you do it. Munoz comes set, ready to go to the plate. And he's going to load it up here. 3-2. Good to be back at the ballpark, everybody. Who's that? Semien out there at second?
It sure is.
I believe it is.
Right. Munoz steps off. Semien has been a pest on the base pass today. He got him in trouble one time.
Reaching base in all 4 plate appearances. Semien seems to have broken out of it. Did you knock on wood?
Smith stays alive. Just barely makes contact. It's going to stay with a full count here. Runner on second. Full count. 2 outs.
With Marcus's double in the 4th as raised his batting
Gets
average.
a hold of it, and Pookie delivers. Plants that thing halfway up the first deck there. That's going to be a home run for Pookie. Josh Smith, a 2-run bomb.
No doubter off the bat. That's going to make it 8-1.
All right.
8 runs by number 8.
Rangers.
My goodness.
In the 8th.
Let's go.
That one 106.3 off the bat. 25-degree launch angle, 391, and that is a lot of power from a little guy.
Just turn around and watch it go.
It's the 19th run of this series, and yet the Rangers were shut out in one of these games.
I think that brings Langford up, yes?
It sure does.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Wyatt, we are rolling. Wyatt is not, though, as he takes a stab at a pitch off the plate. Swing and miss. It's going to be 0-2 to Langford now, who is 0 for 2 on his day with a walk.
Something we missed earlier, guys. The Berger moved to third before scoring on a wild pitch.
Okay, so the Cardinals not helping themselves there a little bit while we were gone.
That was he would be the 6th run to score, Berger, from that sac bunt from Sam Haggerty.
1-2 to the plate. Oh, strike 3 to Langford. That's going to end the half inning here. It's going to end the 8th. 8-1.
2 batters away from batting around in that inning.
8-1 thanks to a big 2-run bomb from Pookie. Josh Smith sets his comfortable lead as we head to the 9th inning.
Luke Jackson on the mound here to close out the game in the top of the 9th. Leading off against William Contreras. Or is it Wilson? Still can't get it right.
I believe it's Wilson.
Still Wilson, all right. Still Wilson Contreras.
Spelled with 2 L's.
What?
Yep.
Luke Jackson comes set for the first pitch here in the top of the 9th. And that's going to be a strike on the inside.
Every bit of that ball right inside. Perfectly placed pitch.
One thing of note for today's game, with that second inning, or what was it? 4th inning double from Marcus Semien, that is going to raise his season batting average to 201. As Luke Jackson delivers a strike to even the count to 1-1.
That one actually called a ball. Not.
Oh, yeah, the first pitch was a strike, you're right. But there is strike 2 now on a pitch just a little bit higher than that first pitch that was called a strike.
What would have been what would have been strike 3? That second pitch called a ball was firmly in the zone.
That caught the corner, certainly. As Wilson Contreras with 2 L's fouls it off to the back screen again. Stays alive here at 1-2.
I think Jackson is treating this as a save situation. It seems like he's really going after these hitters right now.
It's important to get himself just a solid 1-2-3 inning would be great here in this situation. Build a little confidence in the man.
That was a little bit of a waste pitch.
I think it was a purposeful waste pitch. That was good. I was just about to mention that. That was a good one in the dirt to see if Contreras would go fishing.
He was not interested in swinging. All right, fouls off another one. Stays alive again, 2-2. Rangers leading 8-1 on 9 hits today, including a home run, bottom of the 8th from Josh Smith. And that is shot down the left field line into the second deck, but solidly foul.
Struck very hard from Contreras. If it was fair, it was well gone.
Yesterday's ball game, the first at-bat from Contreras, he hit a ball that was very close to those rocking chair seats that we sat in the other day.
Contreras steps out, and Jackson steps off. All right, looks like they've come together and delivers the pitch, and that one's going to be right into the glove of Josh Smith for the first out of the inning.
Picks it up just barely, like out of the dirt. I thought for sure he was going to have to throw over to first base, but snags it.
Snags it, fires it over to Seager like it ain't no thing. Oh, yeah, here on the replay that we're seeing here, that was a beautiful pick from Josh Young.
Certainly coming into his own here at third base.
That's going to bring up the DH Herrera. Take strike 1 from Luke Jackson.
We'll just sidestep that I almost called it thirst based. There's a good old shot of Brett Boone hanging out in the dugout. Got his hoodie on and his big old man glasses.
Jackson delivers ball 1 offside. Vaughn Herrera 1 for 2 today. Ooh, take strike 2 right over the heart of the plate.
Could not be any more cheese on that burger down the middle.
And that was a 87-mile-per-hour slider that he hung. I bet Herrera's going to want that one back. As he strikes out swinging, second out of the inning.
That was a filthy little breaking ball there from Jackson. I got the velocity on that Wilson Contreras smasher over there, 104.6.
My goodness. All right, looks like the Cardinals are down to their final out, and that's going to bring veteran Nolan Arenado to the plate.
Jackson really digs in coming off of the mound. And I think that's evidenced by his extension percentages in the 87th percentile. Really pushes off.
Arenado takes ball 1 low.
Is it Arenado that you can't say bad things around him and then he hits home runs?
That's Nicholas Castellanos.
Castellanos. That's from the Phillies.
He blares one down to Josh Young, who throws across it. Oh, it brings Smith off the bag, and Arenado will be safe. We'll see if that's going to be a throwing error on Josh or if that's going to be a solid single on Nolan Arenado.
I think that's a throwing error on
They
Josh
are ruling
Smith.
that a throwing error on Josh Young.
We had just talked about how just praising his defensive prowess, and then he goes off and does this. Just the throw up the line.
That's going to bring up Alec Burleson here with a runner on second base. Cardinals down to their final out, seeing if they can make a little noise here in the top of the ninth.
You have to wonder if Berger's at first base there, if he's able to scoop that up.
I was just about to mention that.
That's a
I
good
wonder the
question.
height difference. Josh Smith is 5'10", and I figured Jake Berger, I don't know if he's too much taller, but yeah, I thought the same thing, Tone.
Burleson chops that one up to the first baseman, who pitches it over to Luke Jackson for the final out of the inning. The Rangers win 8-1 today. And that'll be it for this one, guys, and we'll be right back with your happy totals here on the Rangers Radio Network.
Well, we welcome you back. We're going to close this episode out. We want to thank you for sticking around. I know this one was probably a long one and not as entertaining as some of the other ones because we're talking about us watching baseball, not even at the game, but we definitely appreciate you. We're going to end this one with just some final thoughts, and each of us will nominate a player of the game, and then we'll see you guys next week or the week after. Chris, I'll start off with you, bud. Who do you want to nominate?
My player of the game today would probably be Marcus Semien. He went 2 for 2 with 2 walks on the day. Just good to see a solid weekend performance from the captain here.
Would have loved to him not get caught stealing at second base.
True, very true.
But the base running aggressiveness and peskiness of him, I did appreciate that. He's clearly having a good time out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Tony, what about you? Who's your player of the game?
The key contributor here offensively, apart from Simeon's got to be Josh Smith.
Absolutely.
3 for 5.
Yes.
A home run.
4 RBI on the day.
Woo!
Basically, single-handedly took care of business for us.
Wonderful.
Pookie all the way.
Yeah, Pookie did. Massive day. Well, I think my player of the day here, I'm going to nominate Alejandro Suna. Not a ton of stuff in the early game. Had a pop out in his first at bat, but got a crucial walk in the 6th. Had that fielder's choice straight back to the pitcher and was moving around the base paths really well today. Solid stuff from the 5-hole new guy.
Also, shout out to DeGrom.
Yes.
Not a perfect game from him by any means, but 6 solid innings is going to get a win for us today. 5-2 on the year. He's making progress, starting to feel like himself again. We'll see how this blister works out. Hopefully that's not going to slow him down too much moving forward.
We're going to need him with Evaldi going on the IL.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not sure why he's actually going on the IL. I didn't know he was ailing of late, but I guess we'll find out.
I wonder if it's just with Kumar coming back, if it's go ahead and take a couple weeks off. We're getting another guy back and make sure you're right. Because I know he left after like 2 1/3 in that last game.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Marcus Semien reached base on 10 of 11 plate appearances this series.
He's back, baby.
That's a great series.
He's so back.
He reached base on 10 of 11 plate appearances in the series.
Damn.
Well, thank you, dear listener, for playing along as always on another episode of The Ranger Zone
Extended.
It always means a great deal that you take the time to spend the time with us. The egregious missed balls and strikes from today's home plate umpire,
Walcott.
Quinn Walcott. As always, you can keep up with us trying to keep up with social media on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Ranger Zone Pod. That is at Ranger Zone Pod. We're worth a follow for the nonsense alone, and of course, you can listen to us just about anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you again. This has been the Ranger Zone, and I have been Robbie Belusik.
I am Chris Green,
I have been Tony Cook.
and that's the way a baseball W go.